Hello and welcome to another Nimble video tutorial. In this video tutorial, I'm going to debut or show in version 5, that is, what I think is the most powerful feature within the Nimble platform. And it's the ability to manage multiple view states. A Nimble view state is the ability to take any dialog layout or component and then reuse it by moving or adding new controls to the same display and taking snapshots of the position so that you can call them up at any time and reuse the component for multiple functionality. So what I'm going to start out with is a login panel, and I'm going to create two view states for that login panel. We're going to take this, just a normal dialog, and we're going to set it to the Android 640 by 480 Pro portrait view. And with that, we're going to start bringing in components. We'll bring in a profile image. This is just a simple widget that I'm going to just reuse for the sake of this video for a login and password. We will need two buttons to actually trigger the login. We'll copy this button. Oh, I actually copied two of them. I pasted two of them. I think we don't need that one. Now we'll start setting properties. I have a simple profile image that we will show at the top of this dialog, something like that. We'll grab all these, try to center them a little bit, and I guess we can just add a label. Simple label that will be at the bottom. It will say, I forgot my password. Okay, and we have it centered. But let's say in our case for this login, we also had the ability to have a secret login or an incognito admin login. We can achieve that by reusing the same login panel and just repurpose the components or add a new component. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new profile image that will represent the incognito login. And it will sit here on top, or will be positioned on top of this guy, which you start to notice when you are trying to reuse your visual real estate, you run into the problem of overlapping components. So I wanted to come up with a really elegant way to take care of this in Nimble. By simply pressing F2, you have the component view manager. This allows you to disable the clipping on any dialog and slide components out of view. So you can still see them, but when the dialog is rendered, this is what the user will see. That means I can now take a snapshot of this layout and save this login. This is just a default login for this view. I can disable clipping, start moving around the components. In this case, the incognito view does not need a username, and you cannot reset your password. You will either know the password or you don't. So the incognito view will look totally different. So select all the items and say this view is incognito. When you turn off clipping, within Nimble there is a alter view command, and you can set at any time any dialog's view state by simply issuing the command, and this is what will happen. If you followed Nimble for a while, you notice that the set view also has an animation ability so that the controls will slide in and out of the dialog if you set that property when you call the command. But this is just a quick way to reuse your dialog real estate and establish multiple views for any dialog or component. I have a more advanced one here so I can demonstrate another feature of Nimble web views, or I'm sorry, ViewStates. This is the login panel, very similar to the one I just showed you, or quickly generated, and it has 4 different view states: the login, the incognito. It has a landscape version and a landscape version of the incognito login. What I'm going to do is when I build this project, you're going to see how Nimble will react and display the proper view state when the screen horizontal and vertical sizes are compared. If you're in landscape mode, it will display the landscape version of the login panel, and so on. So by pressing F5, we're going to build this project, and then I'll let you take a look at the responsive login interface with multiple view states. Once the project gets complete, we have a simple web browser. It doesn't matter if it's mobile or not. It's just going to compare the width and height of the screen and adjust as expected. Here we have the login panel comes up in portrait mode because of course the width is shorter than the height. If we now increase the width of the screen and refresh, it will display the same login panel in landscape mode. So it will detect what it does is it does a match and search for the proper, if the view state exists, it will search for the proper view state to display based off the screen position and then display it. If you set the property to scan for a proper view state, view state names. So it does a query on view state names for a match. Just a look at how easily you can generate multiple view states as well as trigger those view states responsively within the Nimble platform. That's all I got. Thank you for watching.